I am back, and it has not been months. Weeks or months later. Well, okay, I'll be real. It's been a couple weeks since I've recorded, but I have been consistent. And a little update. My ancestors, like, if you get signs and warnings to slow down and take care of yourself and your needs and your body, listen. They want you to rest. Otherwise, they're gonna make you rest. Me, was not listening. And they kept sending me, like, showing me, if you don't take care of your health now, you're gonna take care of your sickness later. And I slowed down a little. I was like, okay, I'll slow down a little, take a little break, and I guess it was not enough. My lungs, I have been suffering. But I'm getting better. I am eating better. My body physically will not allow me to eat food that's not good for me anymore. So, taking care of my body. And here we are. And this video is going to be a little bit of an extension to the last one. In the way of... Because I know I was, like, brief on... If you watched the last one. If you have not and you want to, go watch that. But I was basically just talking about my journey with, like, my dreams. And career-wise, but, like, my dreams. Where did my brain go? Oh, okay. So, in that I talked about how when I left my last career, I went to pursue another one, but that just did not resonate. It was like so much friction. It just was not working. And then my ancestors, my spirit team showed me like to go down the spiritual path, and I had so many lessons to learn, but then they started like visions, scenarios, because I'm a seer, of different possibilities started to show up. And I started to see all these different things I could do in my life. I was basically accessing those possibilities. But I had so much internal work to do. Once they showed me that, I was like, okay, let's start my TikTok. And I slowly started doing that. And if you want to see my original, it's Shugmanitu Tankaska. I kept it up to show that, like, we grow as beings, and I've definitely evolved so much since that point. But just like making one and slowly doing it, even though it was so hard to get out of my comfort zone, it helped me to see that I believe in me. And it took a very long time, and honestly, it would have been easier if I was kind and gentle with myself. But I heavily have tried to decolonize my mind, because our brains are computers. So I'm trying to decolonize it, reprogram it, because the society that colonizers created does not work. It does not work for us as spirits in human meat suit. The structure they give, the template, is garbage. It does not work. But our brains are computers, and even though I knew that this society is not realistic for spirits, I still try to follow it because my brain was programmed in that way. And I just kept putting myself down, even when like I get out of my comfort zone, and I would create something and made me really happy. But because it wasn't producing what I felt like it should have been producing, I beat myself up. And then all those negative projections other people would say to me, I would say to myself. I became my biggest bully because all those negative things I just had in some cabinets in my brain, and I'd pull it out and then say it to myself and make myself feel even crappier. And if you do that, you know what I mean. It just feels so crappy. And I'm also autistic ADHD, so I can beat myself up 10 times more than an average person. I was stuck on my couch for months, beating myself up. Literally, I come home, like before I come home, I had all these ideas to create, and then get home, and all those negative voices just start coming in. Projections from other people, self-doubt. So I self-sabotaged. And it's even harder if you are trying to pursue things or even just make a safe space for your spirit when you don't have beings around you that support you. I have beings that support me, but when it comes to my dreams are very large. They're huge. But I'm not dimming them down for anybody to make anyone feel better. I shouldn't have to dim myself to make someone feel comfortable. That's their own work. If me being myself makes someone comfortable, that's their own self-reflection they need to do. If I'm not hurting anybody, I'm just being me. But pursuing your dreams when you don't really have people that cheer you on is hard. It is really difficult. But if you are there, you're not alone, and you have beings. Mine has been very lonely in that way, but I've had my ancestors and my spirit team, so many beings around me. Now in this physical, I can't see them, but I can feel them. And they show me in different ways that they're here. That alone has kept me going. Because if you take the path that is less traveled, it's difficult. I mean, both paths are difficult. If you follow the colonizer one and it doesn't resonate with your spirit, that's hard. And in general, that path is difficult anyways. It's literally work till we die. That is not why our spirits came here. We are infinite. We are forever. Why would we come to Earth to work our bodies just to make money that the majority is going to go to these rich, greedy beings that have no sense of connection? That's not why we came here. And that's something that I held on so tight to, even though my physical, I've been very limited. I was not born with lots of money and the ability to just have my dreams come true. I've had to work hard. And honestly, when you are born in the struggle, it's so hard to even have space to dream. But my inner child, she held on so tight. She just never let go. Her and my inner teen never let go of these dreams that have always called me. So these past couple months, I have been painting, I've been playing with clay, I've been writing, I've just been allowing myself to create and do all the things I've wanted to do since I was a kid. I've wanted to paint and create for so long, but I stopped myself because the possibility of other beings not liking it. But I've been doing so much work that I sat with myself and I'm like, well, this is for me. Why do I have to make sure the things I create everyone's gonna love if this is for me? And that's something, I am a healing people pleaser. I have lots of Virgo in my chart, so I love to give, but I've had to learn when to give and when to give to myself. That's a really hard thing, especially if you were raised where you gotta take care of others before yourself. It's really hard. No joke, this past over a year, my ancestors alone have been just trying to have me learn self-care and what my needs are and when to take care of them. And I know for some people that might just seem like a regular thing, which I'm so happy that beings have self-care just programmed into them. Everybody deserves that. But if you don't, you deserve it. You deserve it. And if you have no idea on where to start Start with something, your inner child or your inner teen, that makes like them and you feel good. Even just you. Anything that makes you feel good. Like some hot cocoa. Sitting on your couch. Have your fireplace going, it's crackling, and Halloween movie. Something that makes you feel really good. And then start doing more of that. Also, spiritual hygiene. Make sure you are keeping up with cleansing your spirit, because we are spirits in a human body. Our spirit, right? We're energy. Things can stick and they can build. Whether they are sent or just intentionally, unintentionally, or just energy traveling on by and it sticks to you. It's really good to get in the habit of keeping up with your spiritual hygiene. And I say this because it's taken me years, and many years, to keep up with my spiritual hygiene. I still need to be better with it. But now, for me, I have to do it at least once a day. At least once a day. Because if I don't, that's when my mental health starts to deplete and my energy gets low. It's just not a good time I can feel when I'm not taking care of my spirit. So make sure you're doing that. And there's so many different ways to do that. You definitely want to call back your spirit. I call back my spirit, my power, and my energy. So make sure it all comes back. I don't know if you need to do all that, but I do. I do that in the morning. I do it at night. So when I wake up, I go to sleep. And then if you ever feel like you need to during the day, totally can too. You can also cleanse with like smoke cleanses. So Palo Santos, Copal. You can use sage, but I would educate yourself and make sure you are doing it in a sacred way. Because certain sage was used by indigenous beings, like my ancestors use sage, and I know we do it in a certain way. So if you're getting it, I highly recommend getting it from an indigenous being. What else? You can do Florida water. I do cleansing baths, and the baths just consist of sea salts. And then my basic ones have like rosemary, sage. Sometimes I'll just put other things that are calling me, but like those basic ones, you can put in a pot and boil it. I could always do a video of doing one of those, or you could just straight up put it in your bath too. Prayer is very strong to protection, and just keeping up with that, not in like a fear-monger way, but we are spirits in a human body, and we're going to collect energy and things on our spirit. It's good to just cleanse it. It's like cleaning your floors. You may not see all the dirt, but once you clean it, you see the dirt that was on there, right? So you want to keep up with that. Where am I going? I have no idea. I'm gonna drink some mini real quick. It may not look like I have done a lot on the outside these past couple of years. My TikTok's a little bit, you can see me grow, but most of the work has been internal. And even though not a lot of people can see it, it has changed my life. And if I had to do that 1,000 times over of those couple of years of learning how to love myself and be kind and patient with myself, I would do it 1,000 times over if it ends to this point where my inner child and my inner teen, they feel so freaking safe with me. They feel so safe with me. And I just want to cry. Because honestly, I didn't think that I could feel safe with me. Because in my life, my journey, I always put my needs on the back burner for the beings I loved. So no matter what, I would do things for beings, even if it hurt me, because I love them. And because that's what I was shown from a child, that's what I've done. But this work that I've done these past couple of years, I've learned I don't need to do that. I love myself unconditionally. I will make sure my needs are taken care of. And if I can't do something for someone, it's not because I don't love them. It's because I can't. Like, I just know my limitations and I can't. And that's it. Doesn't mean I don't love them. It's just I know my limit and I'm not going to push myself and my needs. And that's been a really hard thing for me. But doing that has shown my inner child and my inner teen that I will protect them. And when you do this inner child and inner teen work, it's a lot. It's a lot. And the hardest times for me, I would meditate. Not the quiet meditation, my brain's always going. But I like close my eyes and then vision, like just see me, like teen me, little me, that I was wearing, even if it was like a specific memory. And then myself, present me, coming in and saying everything that I wish the adults, the beings that were supposed to protect me, would have said. I say it to them. And like, you have no idea how much that affects you. Like, hearing that, even, it's been a long time since I've been a kid and a teenager. Hearing that in my head, I was crying. Like, my inner teen and my inner child got to finally feel that pain and be validated in that pain. Because when you're invalidated in your pain, you try everything. At least for me, I tried everything to be like, well, maybe it's not that big of a deal. Maybe I'm just really sensitive. And that wasn't it. It's just the beings that were supposed to protect me, they were continuing a cycle that they were taught instead of breaking it. So with me doing that work, I'm breaking that cycle. It's not continuing with me because it just makes everybody involved feel like crap. So we healing out here. We're taking accountability. We are self-reflecting in our actions. And my inner teen and my inner child are just so happy. That's why I've been able to paint and write. I've been singing, I've been dancing. And now my inner teen, my inner child was easier. Hard, yes, but easier than my inner teen because she angry. Like sad, but also very angry. And that's something, I'm gonna be real. I was one of them bitches that was like toxic positivity. I was. Because for me, my life was just so negative. So negative. I'm like, well, if I'm just positive, it has to eventually become positive. But through my journey, my ancestors, my spirit team also taught me that we are spirits in a human meat suit, right? Emotions are natural and we need to feel them, including anger. All our emotions are sacred. So me holding in that anger, it just held in and in. And it never released. So I slowly started to allow myself to be angry for those things. Yes, I can be understanding. I'm an extremely empathetic being. I understand the beings that hurt me or hurt people. I can empathize to a point. But also I have every right to be angry for the way I was treated because I was just a child, you know? Even as an adult, when people wronged me, I didn't deserve it, and I have every right to be angry. So I allowed myself to be angry. Solana. So I allowed myself to be angry. And honestly, some of my painting have transmuted some of that pain and anger into my paintings and my writing. And I recommend, whenever it feels right, to release your pain, your anger, that trauma in creative ways. And whatever that is to you, like when I say creative, it's not just art. There's so many things, dancing, cooking, anything that you create that allows you to release. You're using your hands, or singing, like whatever allows you to express yourself and release all of that pain, trauma, and anger. Do it when you can. And if you have no idea what you should do to help you release that, that's okay. It's one step at a time, because I didn't know either for a very long time. And as I started to learn my needs and what I need and what I like, I started to slowly learn what works for me. So when I share these things, it's not like this is the end all be all. I am my own spirit. So you can take whatever tools you like, you can tweak them, you can do whatever, as long as it resonates with you. And if none of the stuff I do resonates with you, that's fine. There's so many beings out there that share like their experiences and their tools they use. And honestly, I'm so grateful for all the beings that have helped me through my journey. But here I am, being me. Just being me. And that alone, saying that, is such a big deal for me. Because I've had thousands of masks to make sure that people around me feel comfortable. But I'm done doing that. I want to be surrounded by beings that feel comfortable with me being me. So here I am. Just got out of the shower. There's no makeup. There's no nothing. We are chilling. Hanging out. And if you're still here, I am very grateful for you. This is a safe space. My YouTube is a safe space to navigate your life and to just be. Just be yourself. Learn how to be yourself. Don't beat yourself up also for not knowing who you are. I cried for the longest, about a year ago. So hard, because I'm like, who am I? And how can I not know who I am? Like, what is wrong with me? I don't even know who I am. How could I have even gotten to this point? And then I was beating myself up. Of course, that didn't help anything. So this past year, I have learned to be gentle with myself. And instead of being upset that I didn't know who I was, I'm now empathetic. I understand it's because I had to do what I had to do to survive. I had to wear masks. I had to dim myself so the beings around me felt comfortable. I did that to survive. But now I've done so much work internally, I don't need to survive anymore. I do not need to survive. It is time to thrive. 29 years of surviving. The rest of it, please. I want it to be thriving, because I deserve it. You deserve it. We all deserve to thrive, not survive. I feel like I was going somewhere with that. But it's hard to get to that point, because you will most likely lose people. You will lose people unless they're also willing to do the work internally. But also, say they are and you guys just grow down different paths, that's okay too. But that's something that's hard also, because we just want to hold on to everything, like whatever we love, we just want to hold on to. And that's something I've had to learn from a very, very young age, almost like the beginning of my life, that nothing is permanent in this life. Everything is always changing. So instead, I've learned to just like truly take in the moments I get with beings. Because you never know if that's going to be the last time, like, even if they're still alive. I'm not saying someone's going to pass. I'm just saying, like, you never know if you're going to grow apart or what's going to happen in life. You never know. So I just fully embrace every single moment. And the beings that I have lost through my life, whether they went to the spirit world or we just parted our own ways, I will always love them and be grateful for them. But if them being in my life hurts me and I have to dim myself, I can't do that anymore. I've done that for so long, but I've done so much work that would be going backwards so much with the work I've done with my inner child and my inner teen. they finally feel safe. So that's not happening. That's not happening. I am protecting them no matter what. And here we are, being who we are, sitting in a nice little chair in a blankie in my room, grateful, and talking. Me talking. I'm talking. That's a big deal. It's a big deal. So if you are on the journey, or you're thinking about going on the journey of healing, and when I say healing, I just mean making a safe space for your spirit. You are worth it. You are worth it all day. All day. And I'm just so excited for you, because this feeling I feel being safe with me, I never thought I would feel. Never thought I would feel it. But I have thoughts. I have fought for it. And here I am. Being me. Being me. And showing up and speaking. Talking. That is something I never thought I would do in my life. I never thought I could speak up. I was always afraid of being alone. And now I'm a talk forever. And being alone, like even if I'm alone in the physical, I'm not lonely. I am not lonely. My company alone is superb. Amazing. But also, I got my ancestors, my spirit team. I got so many beings always with me. I'm not alone. And even if I'm just me, I'm amazing. So I'm doing great. And that alone, I feel so successful in life. Being able to just be me. Alright, that was a nice little ramble. I will see you again, probably with a little bit more structured video. But I just felt called to come and visit a little bit. Thank you for sharing your precious time and energy with me. And please be kind and gentle with yourself. This journey is not easy. If you ever need a pause and take a break, I did that for months. Crying on my couch, eating my feelings. It's okay. It's okay. Divine timing. Nothing's gonna miss you that's meant for you at all. And it is so much easier and less painful to be in the present, whether it just be on your couch crying, eating your feelings, than in your head beating yourself up that you're not where you wish you were. Because that's just painful. It is so painful. I did it for years. Just ended up bruised and feeling like crap. So now when those voices come in, I'm like, head on out. And then I give myself a hug and I'm like, we're doing great. We are doing amazing. There's no hurry. We are just living. And that's it. We are enough. And you are enough. Thank you for spending your time with me. I'll see you next time. Doksha, okay? I'll see you later.